I've a lot of kids are like this. I've had just young kids on the group that have been, the one kid at 13 years old he made $16,000 a month on an Amazon store that he started at 13. And,
Wow.
but I started out like a lot of young kids where I always wanted to have a business. And so I went and found a lawnmower at a yard sale there. And I'd tie that to the back of my bicycle and ride around my grandma's neighborhood and offering to mow lawns.
Hmm.
But I figured out pretty quick that if I dress up in a nice polo shirt and I still mowing lawns, but I do polo shirt and I got a pair of slacks at the thrift shop and got my grandma helped me put together a flyer on the I don't know, Microsoft Word or something like that.
Yeah.
Just a kind of a cheesy little flyer. And so I'd go around and hand it out. And when people asked me what my price was, I figured out it was a very wealthy neighborhood. And so I tell them, well, I'll do the work. And when I get done working, you can just pay me what you think I was worth. So, the older folks loved that because they're going, hey, this kid, if he doesn't work hard, I'm not going to pay him nothing.
Yeah.
But I'd get done, just work my butt off the afternoon, nice shirt and slacks and stuff. So I've got my little cart and everything tied to the back of the bicycle. And there was days I'd work for 2 hours and somebody tipped me $100 bill and had some pretty crazy things like that. But I got home and my great grandma was, counting out my cash earnings for the weekend
Hmm.
on I had a little fanny pack in the front of the bag, and I'm counting that out, and I had counted out just over $1,300 in in payments that I've made on the weekend. And so my great grandma is lecturing me on, hey, you need to start a bank account. You can't be carrying your whole life savings in a fanny pack on your mountain bike. And like, no, I have a bank account. Mom sent me with a bank account. I haven't got to get to the bank yet. Well, you should have been to the bank sometime this summer. And I'm like, no, that's from this weekend.
Hmm.
So I learned at a really young age that, I would have probably worked all summer for $1,300 if I was working an actual job or whatever. And so really, that was kind of the first thing. And since then, I've had a number of different companies and everything from pharmaceutical to cosmetic medical laser franchise, clothing companies,
Hmm.
the phone company, um, writing books and stuff. And long answer, but I've loved being an entrepreneur since I was really young. And
Yeah, it seems that you learned a very important lesson early on is that appearances do matter. How people perceive you and how people perceive you both, as successful and as a worker, having an established work ethic, that is very important. And those are the things you want to establish at a young age in particular, because it helps you build character and it helps you look at yourself in different dimensions, right? So it kind of helps you almost departmentalize yourself to where you can dedicate yourself to kind of a working identity, or an identity based around work ethic for that time. And I feel so many people struggle with differentiating those different parts of themselves, separating personal life from work life. And I mean it's just a phenomenal lesson to learn at a young age.
well, and that's something that talking about speaking or about dressing for the job that you want to have, not the job you actually have.
Well,
That's a big thing.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, that, and just being able to, I mean, you said you noticed that it was an older population, and you knew that they were going to resonate with that pay me what you think I'm worth. So already you're learning how to market yourself as a brand.
Yeah, yeah, that would not have worked in the ghetto because they'd have worked all day and they'd give me a buck. But um, I've actually hired employees though based on I had a guy that worked for me years and years ago when we first started up the store, or my very first retail store ever. That super nice kid, just a genius programmer. He's a computer programmer, really sharp guy.
Yeah.
Um, did not was not comfortable around people when he's like the comb over pocket protector kind of guy. I didn't wash his hair, didn't um, not the face of customer service.
Right. Right.
And I started figuring out pretty quick that if you'd get somebody that would that's willing to dress the part and look a little bit a step above my cell phone stores. I've got Best Cellular, the phone company,
Hmm.
and in the business we made sure that we're in the middle of the country. That my first store ever was 35 miles from the nearest stoplight, 38 miles from the nearest stoplight. And but still, the employees working there would have a button-up shirt or a nice blouse and dressed nice. Where in the country nobody dresses like that.
Hmm.
Just on you don't dress like that in normal day-to-day life.
Right,
But that
right.
helped kind of differentiate the customer service. People walk in, they go, "Oh, these are the professionals. They're dressed like professional," and so offering the same service, but just expecting, and it puts you in that mindset when you're dressing a certain way. It puts you in the mindset of kind of how you're going to handle customers and business that day, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, professionalism just is a mindset in itself. I mean, to be a professional is to have an expectation for yourself that when you encounter adversity, whether it's going to be, a difficult client, difficult customer, some issue comes up with a shipping order, whatever the case may be. If you have this mindset of professionalism, you're going to have a standard by which you are going to operate and a standard by which you are going to address and perceive a certain situation and how you're going to handle it. And I think that goes a long way into building confidence.